Hi, Honey Chow. My name is Patrick, and I was prowling around on YouTube for accent-related videos. I've always kind of been interested in accents, and I think it's fascinating how I'm an American, obviously. I'm from Alabama. I actually have a southern accent, the redneck or hillbilly. I'm from that area, so I don't know if you can hear it, not being an American, but most Americans could hear my southern accent. It's not very thick, but it's still there. I came across your video because it says my American accent, and I was watching how people not from America tried speaking like an American, because it's interesting to me because I think the American accent's very dull. Or at least the mainstream American accent is very dull. And so it's interesting to hear people from places with accents that I admire try the American accent. And so when I first came across your video, My American Accent, and I've never seen any of your videos, so this was the first video I've ever seen, and you were speaking in an American accent from the beginning, and it sounded like you were from the North. To me, it sounded like you were doing a Northern American accent. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but just for identification purposes, you sounded like a Yankee. Sorry if you're Northern American and I'm not meaning that in a bad way. I'm just saying it sounded like a Yankee. But I realized that and by the way, when you reverted back to your Scottish accent, I about keeled over because I was so shocked. And for you did a very good American accent. It was fantastic. I really couldn't even tell that you weren't American at all. And I'm pretty well trained in accents, or not real. My ear is well trained in accents. I pick up on them usually really well. But then when you reverted back to your Scottish accent, I was flabbergasted and you have a really thick Scottish accent too. So that's another thing for your normal accent to be so thick and characteristic, Scottish characteristic. You did an American accent really well. I figured out that the reason you sounded like a Yankee a little bit is because some words you were pronouncing with a Scottish accent very subtly, but you were. And I realized that some of those that sounded like Yankee. I'm trying to play your video so I can get a for instance. Hold on one second. Let me start it over. You can probably hear it over my speaker too.
So, if you have watched any of my videos before now, you'll know that this isn't my accent.
You said videos? I think that's a Scottish thing. Videos? I'm not really sure. I can't do really a Scottish accent. But that sounds Yankee to me. Videos. Videos? Like you're from Chicago or something?
This isn't even remotely what I sound like.
What I sound like? I was mistaking that as a Yankee accent, but it's actually just remnants of your Scottish accent.
But obviously my last video that I posted was about accents and about my accent.
Did you hear that? Posted? That's from Scotland? Posted? But that also, because you do it so well, it just sounds like a northern accent.
And I asked if an American could do an impression of my accent, and I got a message off an American guy.
Message? You said message? See, it's very subtle. Very interesting to me. I too am very interested in accents. I don't really know why. I don't know. I think it's one of the ultimate characteristics of where you were raised. And another thing is accents are so concentrated. Like, it's not just country to country. Within my own state in the United States are different accents, and so it's incredible how the differences. You could make a map of the United States and probably of Scotland and the UK with just accents. Myself, I can't do accents very well. generally when I try to do them, I get laughed at because they're so bad. I have a slight speech impediment also, but I don't really think it's an impediment. I think it's just because my lips are big, so I trip over them sometimes. But I've always loved them. I could never attempt a Scottish accent. I probably will, just to say that I did, just so you can hear it. But just warning, it's horrible. I can do a Northern Ireland accent from, like, if I went. See, I stumble on the accent all the time. I had a friend from Belfast, from Queen's University, from Northern Ireland. She's from Belfast, and I've always loved the Irish accent. And I've noticed that there's a difference between the Northern Ireland and the Southern Ireland. I really don't know the difference, but I do know that it's not like a leprechaun. Like when you see caricatures of leprechauns, I'm sure that's a Southern Irish accent. I'm really not well educated as far as accents go over there, but I also like the Liverpool accent, like the Beatles. Whenever someone asks me to do an English accent, most Americans will do the proper, like I'm related to the Queen, like this. And also, I've also noticed that when I do the English accent, I talk like a girl. I talk like a female. Guys talk differently.